Hi, folks. Welcome to Cheavon Clarke versus Tommy McCarthy. McCarthy, even. So let's get on and have some of this. Hey, so McCarthy is entering the ring now. In fact, that's Cheavon Clarke entering the ring now. So McCarthy has obviously been in already. Let me know how you've got it. We're going to give the tail of the tape. Cheavon Clarke is 7 fights and 7 wins. McCarthy is 25 fights, 20 wins, 5 losses, no draws. Cheavon Clarke was last out against Facile Ducer, and that was in the last day of September last year, in fact, and he won by unanimous decision. McCarthy, on the other hand, he was last out against Mikhail Seslek, and I remember watching that fight, and it was a very poor performance from McCarthy, and he lost TKO. He lost by TKO, and that was for to try and win back the European Cruiserweight Championship. This fight here now today is the WBA Intercontinental Cruiserweight, which is now vacant. So I presume this is over 10 rounds of boxing. They're just naming the judges out there. And I have a comment already. Let's see what the comment says. McCarthy because he resembles Conor McGregor. Yes, if Conor McGregor was black. But Jesus, that was a bizarre comment. Anyone else any bizarre comments about who looks like Conor McGregor? Maybe, I don't know, Bia Baracus or Wesley Snipes or LL Cool J or I don't know. I don't know. Who looks like Conor McGregor? Drop them in the comments. And we've got that guy from A Shark's Tale. Yeah, I forgot to put in my orange juice. Alcohol-free sparkly wine is very nice, and it's only £3 in Lidl, so happy days. Along with my €1 little orange juice, because stay classy, San Diego. So Clarke being introduced there and taking the applause from the hall. He looks ready to go. Yeah, so let us know in the comments how you've got this. If you're watching, if you're not watching, why the fuck aren't you? Again, apologies for the language. If there's any kids watching, why the fuck aren't you in bed? Clarke's putting his hand up and being all taking in the no doubt glorious praise from the crowd. Let's get Jam on here.
Hi, hey, mate. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this camera to stay up straight.
Yeah, you're live now, by the way.
Oh, so sorry.
Don't say fuck or bugger. Anyway, well, here we are in the Ulster Hall. We're about to kick off or box off or tip off or punch off. The referee has sent the seconds from the corner. He's checking both corners, and he's ready to go. Box. Here we go. Round 1. Yeah, so Clarke taking the centre of the ring, and Tommy being a bit. Oh, Clarke got Tommy there with a nice hook, and Cheavon is wasting no time with this. Clarke out of the corner.
Sorry, mate, I'm having a nightmare here.
Just one sec. Oh, you're grand now.
There we go.
Anyway, so Cheavon is taking the centre ring. Clarke's looking a bit, or McCarthy's looking a bit timid, and Clarke is really on the attack. A nice uppercut and a nice overhand from Clarke. Clarke's really laying on the damage, and this could be a round 1 stoppage. It really could, because McCarthy is not really giving anything back and not looking very interested at all. He throws out a 1-2 there now from the ropes, but Clarke pushes him back against the ropes. McCarthy moves out of the way and kind of wipes his brow. I don't know whether it was sarcastic or what, but either way, he did it. Oh, and that was a nice punch to the jaw by Clarke. Clarke's scoring some nice punches here. McCarthy just throwing the 1-2, but Clarke again pushing him back into the ropes with kind of forward momentum.
What minute of the round are you on, Endo?
1:28.
Okay, I'm about 20 seconds ahead of you then, so I'll just keep quiet.
Do you know what? We can discuss that off air, please.
No problem.
Yeah, anyway, so obviously it takes the internet for longer to get from Belfast to Tullamore than it does from Belfast to Manchester. Is it Manchester you're in?
No, I'm in the East Midlands, mate, tonight.
Where the fuck is the East Midlands? Ipswich or something?
Leicester.
Leicester. Oh, very good. Well, I hope you have lots of Walker's crisps, because I think that's all I know that's from Leicester. And
Pretty much. We make good socks.
Oh, are you a Leicester boy?
Not originally, but I've lived in Liverpool and Tottenham, but I live in Leicester at the moment.
All right. Anyway, McCarthy here being a little bit more output now in the second half of the first round, but Clarke is pushing him back and forcing the issue. So Clarke for me is with 22 seconds to go, winning round 1. That was another nice punch to the head by Clarke. Clarke pushing McCarthy back. In the last 10 seconds, McCarthy kind of pushes his way out with a 1-2, but doesn't bother Clarke. Actually, McCarthy got out of there lovely and caught Clarke at the end. But that's the end of round 1 for me. So, yeah, Clarke gets round 1 for me. What about you, Jam?
I concur, mate. Definitely. Cheavon Clarke looked the aggressor in that round.
Yeah, it took a while. It took a while for McCarthy to get into it, but we'll see. Will he improve at all? Hopefully, he will.
Hopefully. Got caught with some good shots as well. Watching the replay back now, he got caught with some good shots.
Who did? Clarke or McCarthy? McCarthy was caught lovely by Cheavon.
Yeah, he got some real good shots. He got a couple back in the end, didn't he? A couple of body shots towards the end of the round, which was nice.
Yeah, he did. That's what I was saying. Like, he kind of came into it a bit at the end.
Yeah, so. Definitely.
Could you just turn off your volume, please, on your device?
Spirit, sorry, mate.
We're not allowed to broadcast anything like that.
No problem.
Anyway, nice upper hook. Oh, Clarke is really unleashing itself. Some lovely uppercuts going through here. And but McCarthy is fighting back. However, yeah, no, McCarthy got out of that jam, but there was some nice shots from Clarke, I thought, in there. So McCarthy took them well. And now a body punch, a hook to the body from Clarke. And now a hook to the head from Clarke. But McCarthy gets out of there. Now McCarthy on the ropes again. Clarke's kind of, but McCarthy just paws out a light jab. Whereas when Clarke throws them, there seems to be a bit more venom in them. I don't know how he thinks Clarke looks like Conor McGregor. I don't see any resemblance whatsoever. One looks like a fucking heroin addict, and the other looks like a fairly buff specimen, you know.
I'd agree with that one.
I'm not saying Conor McGregor is a heroin addict. I'm just saying he looks like one.
He's very pale.
But yeah, they're clinching now. But Clarke throwing some nice shots. But no, McCarthy pushes him off at ease. I'm down to 1 minute 30 now left in this round. You're probably a little bit ahead still, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, McCarthy is very good at getting out of corners. I have to hand him that to him. But yeah, he's doing okay. He's dropping his hands, which I think might be a bit dangerous. But again, McCarthy seems to take a few seconds about 30 seconds to warm up into a round, you know. but he ships a lot in the first 30. That's a nice hook from Clarke. Another nice hook from Clarke. McKenna pawing him back. McKenna with a nice body hook of his own there. I'm 48 seconds left in round 2. McCarthy unloads with a 1-2 there. Clarke moves in on his own. Clarke now puts him in a headlock. I still can't get the Clarke McDonough that forged out wanker. I can't get the comparison. I don't understand it. Oh, and of course now Clarke complains about McCarthy complains about Clarke hitting behind the head, but McCarthy turned around, to be fair to Clarke. Now Clarke's in the clinch, showing some nice leather. Yeah, McCarthy there with a nice 1-2. And there's the end of round 2. How did you see that, Jam?
McCarthy done a bit better, but I'd still give it to Clarke again.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion. I'm known in these chats. Oh well done for you, Clarke, with that peekaboo Joe Fraser like movement. I think it's a bit the Joe Fraser comments are a bit premature in my opinion.
A bit
Nice
early for that.
Nice 1-2 McCarthy. It was a nice 1-2, but Clarke had the busier output for me and the better punches. So for me, the score after 2 is
2018. Yeah. Looks a good fight though. It's setting up to be a good bout, this one.
It is, but there's the lovely uppercut and hook from Clarke. But McCarthy's staying in there, fair dues to him. Oh, and McCarthy with that lovely hook of his own, uppercut, sorry, even. But Clarke just laughed it off. So here we are in round 3. Let's get rid of that. Again, Clarke comes out jabbing fast. McCarthy on the defensive. But McCarthy throwing out 1-2s of his own. But Clarke just seems to have more power in his shots. And fair play, I can see Clarke ending this in the next 2 rounds.
I wouldn't be surprised the way it's going.
No. Because Clarke looks stronger and his punches look, have more venom in them, whereas McCarthy's punches are more kind of defensive, almost just trying to win some time rather than inflict any pain.
Yeah.
Whereas Clarke is he's looking the business to me, you know what I mean? Oh, and that's an excellent 1-2 on the head of McCarthy. But McCarthy, in fairness, didn't flinch, but I thought it was an excellent combination. We're back. He is. We're back in the. We're back in the. They're not clinches, but they're kind of embracing. They're leaning on each other. They're not clinching, but they're leaning on each other. And I think if my eyesight, and I'm not wearing my glasses, I think Steve Gray is the referee of this. So if anyone throws in the towel, it'll go straight back out. Is that Steve Gray? Can you confirm that, Jam?
It is Steve Gray, mate, yeah.
That's all right. I'm just not wearing my glasses, so, I can kind of make out things, but I'd make them out better if I wore my glasses.
No worries.
Some nice exchanges there in well, it's not a clinch, but they're kind of
showing their power on each other, aren't they?
Yeah, they're butting heads. They're that's a nice hook from McCarthy, and Clarke looked a bit bothered by it because he leaned in hard on McCarthy there, but that was a good hook by McCarthy. McCarthy, I think, likes working on the inside.
Might be the wrong man to do it against, though, in Cheavon Clarke.
Well, we'll see. I mean, at the moment, for me, he's winning the exchanges on the inside. I don't know about you, but
no.
There's a nice uppercut. I say that, and then Clarke gives me a nice uppercut. So fair enough.
It was always going to happen, weren't it?
Absolutely. No, I'm enjoying this now, and
good battle.
They're not bad fights. You know what I mean? I actually expected this to be far more one-sided. So to be fair to McCarthy, he's given a go of it, and that's a nice overhand right by McCarthy, but not much after that. And then Clarke follows it up with some hooks. Oh, lovely! Oh, there's 2-3 hooks in a row. Could Steve Gray? Oh, well, just the end of the round. Well, I think because Clarke cemented that round there for that. So it's 30-27 for me. What have you got, Jam?
I've got 30-27 and up.
Okay, you're reading my notes again.
I am. I certainly am. We're watching the same fight here, aren't we, for sure?
Yeah, absolutely. If Clarke could pivot like Lomachenko, he'd be a real problem. Yes, because McCarthy is better at pivoting than Clarke, and Clarke needs to work on that because it's all right against McCarthy, but when he comes against a big puncher, he needs to be able to get out of there and not just try and absorb the punches with his face. Never a good idea. So that's excellent, Sharp. P.S. I don't know, is your real name Sean Bean? Because Sean Bean was in a program called Sharp, wasn't he? Am I showing my age there? Exactly, says Mr. Bean. Thirsty work, this. So we're in round 4 already, and Clarke has got McCarthy up against the ropes. And Clarke's ready to unleash, I think, some pain on McCarthy now, and he's really working that body, and he's showing in an uppercut there. But McCarthy, to his credit, is fighting back a bit. He's showing Gray that he's still in this fight. Oh, that's a nice uppercut, and the screen went blank, and McCarthy is on the ground. So McCarthy is getting a count now from Steve Gray. I don't know if he's going to beat this count. No, he's not. Oh, he's going to beat the count, is he? I think I don't think there'll be much left. So Clarke, I'd say, should go in for the kill here. Oh yeah, it's just a jab there, and he's going to go back to the body, and a nice uppercut from Clarke. In fairness, McCarthy threw one or two wild punches back, but I think this is going to be the end. He's punching the ribs of McCarthy. He's got him in the corner, a nice uppercut and the ribs, and McCarthy is down again, but back up again. Steve Gray apparently didn't see that knockdown, but that was a knockdown.
It was, definitely.
But Steve Gray sees what Steve Gray wants to see. There's a lovely uppercut. Oh, McCarthy is surely done now. That uppercut was vicious, and he's really, it's over. Steve Gray finally waves it off after missing the knockdown. But there you go. RSC round 4. So I don't know. Did you predict 4? I think I said.
You said 2 rounds in round 2, Anderson. You got it. You said he'll have him out in 2 rounds.
Yeah, in round 2 I said 2 more rounds. You're right. So hey, I won. Except I didn't tell the bookies that. But anyway,
that's the only problem.
Yeah. But anyway, fair dues. I think McCarthy did more than most people expected.
He showed his toughness. Could take a lick or 2, couldn't he?
Absolutely. McCarthy needs to retire, but he needs to pay the bills as well. Don't forget that. Like, this is his livelihood. At least Tony Weeks wasn't there for an early stoppage. That's a bit now. In fairness, Gray seems to fucking let everything go. I mean, he missed a bloody knockdown.
And it was a knockdown.
And it was a knockdown. So, you can't win. I mean, at the end of the day, a referee has to protect the fighters. You can't just let him be bludgeoned for our enjoyment.
No.
So, yeah, there we are there. What did you make of that fight anyway, Jam?
I really enjoyed it while it lasted, mate. It was a good fight. Yeah. Cheavon Clarke looks so strong, though. It always looks like...
He really does. He looks as strong as an ox, and I'd like to see him, fight for the European next. And I think this was kind of a European eliminator. It was the intercontinental blah 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 vacant.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
they mean nothing, do they really? But
they're like as Joel always says, they're there for the rankings. But with rankings come sanctioning fees,
Yeah.
And, but anyway, we're watching the closing stages. Then they're just replaying this, and that absolute punch to the ribs of it. And even Steve Gray had enough. And I mean, if Steve Gray's had enough, he must be suffering.
It's time for the end when Steve Gray said so.
Yeah, and Clarke does his little Archer logo. So, cheers for joining me, Jam. We're going to go with our intro. So don't go anywhere just yet. I just want to mention our sponsors, Falcon Contracting and boxbets.co.uk. Over 18 only. Please bet responsibly. And we're going to go with this.